Hello, right, second video regarding my brand new sim room. Sorry for the echo, I can't do anything about it, but I wanted to document the whole process, tell you what I'm doing, tell you why I'm doing it, but unfortunately things haven't moved on much since the last time. I've done a couple of little jobs, but I've got some cool stuff in here that I'm going to show you, which is going to be going into the new room. But probably the most important job that I've done, I've now got internet in the room. Now, you might think that I've gone all high tech and drilled through walls and got a big network switch and all that kind of stuff. I haven't. I literally bought some cable off Amazon, bought some Cat 6 connectors, hid it up the staircase. There it is. So we have got one wire coming in. Now, I've just put an RJ45 connector on the end just to confirm that it works, and it does. Now, I was gonna run under the floorboards up there and then chased into the wall and put a fancy switch there, but I thought I'm going to do it the lazy way, and I'm going to run the cable up the side of the carpet when it gets laid down and then just have it poking out of the carpet, and then just buy a cheap network switch. It's going to be hidden under the rig, it's not going to matter, but I've tested it, 1 gigabyte, fast enough, that'll do. Now, the other little job that I've done is I have put a few screws in the floor. You can see there a load of screws everywhere to stop the squeaky floorboards. Now, it has, look at that shadow, big dome. So it has stopped the squeak, and there is still a few other squeaks that I need to try and track down. But most of them are actually gone. Oh, actually, there's one there that I need to fix. So that's what I've done. Oh, the coving as well. So there was coving on there. Look at that paint. Someone's had a beautiful pink bedroom in here. So I need to sand all that down on the wall and on the ceiling, just so it's ready for the plasterer when he comes. But I've taken the coving down. That didn't take long. Oh, I nearly forgot. And last time you were here, we had one light in the middle, and now we have got some nice spotlights. So it's nice and bright. Perfect, 4 spotlights, which is plenty in this little room. It's only 2.7 meters wide by 4.5 meters long, so 4 spotlights in here is plenty. And the radiator still needs to be done. So let's talk about gear now. Some of it I've bought, some of it I haven't. Now, on the last video I said that I'd bought a desk from IKEA, and the day after I got an email from FlexiSpot asking me if I wanted to try one of their desks. You know what it's like, you don't know if things are going to come to fruition, but I said yes. So it's a FlexiSpot E7Q Lite, and I've now got it in the room. So that is the top, so it's a 160 centimeters by 90 or 80, so it's a big desk, and there's the desk frame. So it is a standing desk. I think it goes from 130 centimeters all the way down to 60 something. So it's a fully motorized desk. I'll put some pictures on the screen now so you can see what it's going to look like. So I've gone for all black, a black worktop and a black frame. It's going to look absolutely incredible. But I've never ever had a nice desk area. I've always had a nice rig, but I've never had a nice desk. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be big enough to put stuff on there for reviews of products. I think it lifts about 500 pounds, so weight's not going to be an issue. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I just can't wait to build it now, but I can't build it until the plaster has been and the carpet's down. Kind of one of the conditions for getting the desk. But it ticks all the boxes of a desk which I would want, which I would buy. I just couldn't justify spending that kind of money myself on a desk, especially when I've got a wedding to pay for that's coming up in August. So that's the desk. The next thing, PC Specialist have sorted me out with a nice gaming chair. It is the, where we at? The GC 150 gaming chair. Again, I'm waiting to get that unpacked, unboxed and set up. I'm desperate. Honestly, I'm like a kid at Christmas. But a couple of things I have bought myself. I do put my hand in my pocket. So I've bought some of these. So these are iBay dimmable floor lamps. So it's that kind of affair that stands on the floor. I have unboxed them. They're downstairs at the moment, just to make sure that they worked. I got them on offer on Amazon. I think they were 37 quid each or something like that. So they're all right. I think they'll look quite nice in the room. Just a bit of backlighting. They're not going to light the room too much, but they'll do the job. And I bought these things as well. What these are, there, you might be able to see that better. IKEA special. Just for the computer, we're going to have 2 computers in here, one for each rig. So it's going to be carpet on the floor. So I thought it would be wise to get the computer off the carpet. And I think that's pretty much everything, to be honest. I don't think we've done anything. The only thing I need to do is to sand the top of the wall down, get it ready properly for the plasterer. I'm waiting for the plumber to come round to give us a quote to replace the radiator, type 21 or something. A decent radiator anyway. God knows how much that's going to cost. So I'm waiting for him to come back to give us a quote. By the time it's all done, like the plastering, the carpet, the electrician, the plumber, it's probably going to be about 3.5 grand just to move the stuff from downstairs up here. And like, the more I go into it, the more I think, is it actually worth it? But as I said the last time, it's going to be so nice to have like probably all of this floor space here. We're going to have 2 rigs down the bottom, but all of this space in the middle is going to be nice and free, nice and clear to do whatever I want with. I still need to sort out a shelf for the wall or a couple of shelves. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've no idea. Now, a couple of people mentioned in the last video, you should get air conditioning. You need air conditioning. I don't. This room that we're in now, so this is the back of our house and that's facing the east. So in the morning, bright sunshine. By the time it gets to lunchtime, there's no sun, no direct sunlight coming in through the window. So I can open these windows and it's going to be nice and cool. The problem I had downstairs, the room that the rig was in is a converted garage. So the front window is right by the front door. So I could never open the window so people could hear me racing and saying all kinds. I didn't want people to look in. So I could never open the window. It was a bit of a nightmare. Whereas now I can open these windows. It's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be perfect. So I don't need aircon. And people were mentioning about more double sockets and all that kind of stuff. This isn't going to be a sim racing room forever. So I've got to be conscious of the fact that I don't want to have sockets everywhere. So I've still got a little bit of work to do with sanding off the wall where the coving was, a couple of other bits and pieces to sort out, just tidy up, make sure that cable's cut to length and all that, but not too much. I'm just desperate to start unboxing stuff and getting things built. Oh, one thing I did want to mention, I do have coming from a company, a USB extender over Ethernet. So it's a USB 3.2 extender. Now, the computers are going to be over there. I think computers are going to be over there and my desk's going to be here. Now, I might need a USB 3 device over here, and that's far too far for a conventional USB cable to run, USB 3 cable to run. So it's going to be interesting to see if the USB 3 devices will work over Ethernet properly. I will test that with capture cards and stuff, so it'd be nice to test it anyway to see if there's potential to put a computer in another room quite far away and have that USB signal transferred over Ethernet. But that's in the works. That's going to be coming over the next couple of weeks. But that's where we are, 10th of June. Work still very much in progress. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.